And we are live. Welcome back to the Manic Money Finance channel. I am your host, Money Mike. I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to check connectivity, possible connectivity issues. This is the first one back, people, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm going to work out a couple kinks here and just make sure everything's good to go. Are we not getting audio? We might not have been getting audio here, people. We are checked in. Everything should be good. You have to give me a little bit here. Gonna check the old interwebs here. I'm gonna do a little sound check action. Just get on here real quick. Make sure. You have to give me a little bit here. All right. Sound levels are beautiful. They're absolutely perfect. All right, so we got sound. Turn down the gain a little bit here. You have to excuse me. Unprofessionalism. This current live stream. I've been gone for a couple months. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to, throw it out there that I've been gone for a couple months. I've been working on some things. I'm going to bring on the chat. We're going to overlay that bad boy in stream for y'all. Hey, you're probably asking, Money Mike, where have you been? What's with the new suit? Why does it look so damn good? And I've been working out. I've been working out hard. Natty. All natty. I got myself down. I got myself to a facility, which will tell you your body fat percentages and stuff. We did a little in-depth analysis on what I got going on since my shoulder injury a while back. And they were like, hey man, it's not looking good. You need to lose some weight. So that's what I'm doing. And over on the Populous Personas channel, because I'm just going to shout this out right now, because I'll be doing some filming for that the second I'm off of here, doing a 20 pounds in 20-day challenge without losing muscle. I have a smart scale, electrical currents and everything. It's going to tell me my exact body fat percentage and everything. I will be sharing my complete diet with you and everything else. It's going to be pretty lit. So I'm coming back full force. Basically, I got a new job, self-employed, not really a new job. So I became a subcontractor. Income went up. I'm working on commercial properties now. And I need a little time to get all my ducks in a row on that front. Get myself all set up for the future. So now, everything that's been going on with the stock market, crypto, I'm back in. I'm back in a hardcore way. This should be fun. I'm doing a little editing. Like I said, we're rusty. We're all kinked up here, people. It's going to take me a little bit. I needed to add the not financial advice disclaimer to the descriptions. So yeah. So the reason I came back is things are juicy, man. I missed out on being able to cover trade wars, tariff insanity, being able to kind of clear the air and explain to people that these tariffs were basically a giant nothing burger, and what we saw was the markets overreact. We got some boomers, right? And they're thinking, hey man, like, this isn't looking good. Let me buy some gold. Hopefully what they're doing is buying gold. Hopefully they're not cashing out their equities for cash. Maybe they're turning it into real estate. That also might be a bad idea right now, because I think we're going to see a little bit of a housing crash coming. It's a little overdue. I think that's not a prediction. I'm just saying. Hopefully they're buying gold, because gold's going to be a good pick. I might not get a chance to talk about that tonight, or maybe I will. But hopefully they're not holding cash. That's dumb. To be afraid of a trade war and sell out your equities to buy bonds or treasuries, that's even dumber. Okay, you're worried about the American economy. You're worried about tariffs and Trump standing on the world stage. So you're going to go ahead and buy bonds. Smart. It's real smart. But yeah. So we had the other reason I had to step away is I had a problem viewer. So I didn't want to go into details on that because it's basically behind me. If it ends up being a problem in the future, I'll take care of it in a completely legal way. Oh, Jeremy subscribing. My man. So yeah, but today, without further ado, I'm just going to get into what I covered just now on the Manic Money Facebook page, which was Zora. So for this one, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Zora here. I don't know what the heck this is. Boom, bada bing. Okay, here's Zora. So, Zora is a pretty interesting little gem in the crypto world here, right? So we got a market cap of only 40 million and an average daily volume of 188 million. The trading volume today alone, $60 million. It's US dollars. So I think I've told people about my ratio, my volume ratio figure when it comes to trading cryptocurrencies. And that if the average daily volume is more than 10% of market cap, then we going up. When you have an average daily trading volume that is almost double the market cap, oh, we're definitely going up. So this one was brand new. If you go back into April, if you go back to all, we only go back to April 23rd. All right, so you can go on to some different charts and see when this thing actually launched. When they did launch, they did a big old airdrop, right? So you're seeing price levels up in here at the 2 cent range. They did a big old airdrop to creators, right? And they sold it off. So here you're seeing an equalization, because usually when it happens with a crypto launch, especially when it hits Coinbase, price through the stratosphere, or price bumps like crazy. And I wouldn't really say that the fundamentals warrant, that kind of price action. Which is okay. It cools down, and that's when you jump in, right? Let it cool down, jump in. It's looking good now, though. So I jumped in Saturday. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I jumped in Saturday somewhere around a penny. I got really excited about this trade, and I figure, I got to share it with my viewers, my followers. I think it's still a strong buy. I think within the next month, I think this one's a 10 times. So we're looking at a market cap of 40 million, a market cap of 400 million for a social media company that resembles a little bit of Instagram, a little bit of Twitter. It very much resembles Instagram, where every single post that you make can be monetized as an NFT. That's crazy. So you can go ahead and go on the Zora website and check it out. Their actual app. It's really good. It's really good. The coding is decent. People are making money selling these social media posts as NFTs. So you have some artists, some models, some influencers jumping on to the trend early. I mean, this is super early. Market cap of 40 million for a company with an idea like this. And this is a company. They have had funding rounds. So they're actually funding their company at a valuation of at least $600 million. This company is valued at. They are selling stock. Oh, it just goes. That's more evidence. This thing's going up. This is probably one of the most promising projects I found on Coinbase in a long time for just a parabolic rise. Not unheard of. And that's why I jumped in, and that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. I'm already up. I'm up about 10%. I'm happy with it thus far. Obviously, this happened in the middle of the night. Would I have sold at the top of this parabolic spike? Probably not. Would I have sold right around here? Probably. That's a classic little head and shoulders action here. It's a deformed head and shoulders, but it's still a head and shoulders. I would have seen this right here. I would have sold it right around there. I would have had a complete confirmation. This is breaking down and sold. Hey, I was sleeping. I didn't put a stop loss. I didn't put a trailing stop loss. And if you watch, our how to trade video, which is coming out soon, you'll know what a trailing stop loss is. That'll be released next weekend. So, Zora, you can find it right on Coinbase. Coinbase is one of the easy exchanges to get onto. You do your KYC stuff. You get on the Coinbase. I fully recommend getting into Coinbase One. Am I happy about that? No. Because to me, that's dumb. Why should I have to get Coinbase One to avoid, trading fees? That being said, I pay the $30 a month for it because it's worth it. You make one trade, several $1,000s. You more than paid for Coinbase One. So if you're converting cryptos, you're doing this, that, and the other thing. All right. So let's back it up and look at this 1 day a little bit. Price action. Well, actually, let's go to the 5 day because you guys know how I like to do this. All right. We got the lows. We mark it up this bad boy in the lows. And this is going to show you how this thing is getting ready to move. And just so you know, we're going to be a little crypto heavy because it's a holiday weekend. This is what I've been watching. This is the crypto. And we're going to leave this here for next time. So I can show you guys this cone. This cone is important. And you're going to be seeing, there's going to have to be a move right here, There's going to have to be a move somewhere in here. It's just this price. What happens is the price action really narrows. You're seeing this cup and handle here. This is a cup and handle action right here. And you're seeing as it's trading, it's getting more and more range bound. And what's going to end up happening is it's going to funnel up into here, and then it's going to choose. It's going to pick. I mean, obviously, it's not a sentient being. The market makers, people buying and selling this, are going to pick. But what I'm betting on for this one in the near future is a Binance listing. So it's been listed on all the major exchanges, including Coinbase. It's an Ethereum-based cryptocurrency. There's no reason for Binance not to list it. There just isn't. I mean, there might be a little bit of some favoritism, but what can you do? So this daily price action, as you see here, this gap that has now filled. So this daily price action doesn't look as good if we scroll out, you see this almost seems like downward pressure. These lows, though, at this 111 range are pretty nice. I like that support. But if you back it up to Monday, this isn't that long ago, actually, 8 hours ago or so, you'll see that it bounced off this 105. Just saying. There's the part of the cup. This is technically the handle. This could be construed as another cup and another handle forming. But as you know, it'll lead into this funnel. And, time will tell. You'll find out whether or not I'm good at this stuff. So I figure we'll cover a Bitcoin real quick, just to fill you guys in on what's been happening with Bitcoin in the past month, because it's been crazy. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? So my timing was off, and I will admit to you guys right now, my timing is off. I thought for sure this, springtime, we were going to see 125 to 140. I know technically it's still spring, but that's not what I meant. I was thinking by now we were going to be seeing the 125 to 140. Right? It's almost June. This is not exactly what I predicted. But I definitely was saying 150 to 200K this year. We are falling in with the last bull cycle, which was this bad boy right here. So the way the last bull cycle worked was you had a halvening. You had a halvening here in April of 2020. You had a halvening right around here. This is also COVID, though, so understand. So capitulation happened after the halvening. We found a bottom floor price where the miners are going to be shutting off their rigs because they're not making enough money selling the Bitcoin or mining the Bitcoin. So they're actually shut off their rigs, especially the small miners. And then after that capitulation, a new bottom floor formed. Miners, who are probably the people selling the most Bitcoin on a consistent basis to the market because they're the ones creating them, they set a bottom floor price. And after that, you get is a rock solid support. Because remember, Bitcoin is based off of electricity prices. That's where it gets its value. Just understand that. It's exactly where it gets its value. And then you saw the bull run happen. And yes, we had some dips along the way, but we eventually saw 70,000, 69,000. And so what happened here? Because the halving didn't happen till in here. And you had this rocket up to the previous highs. So usually what we would see, the last time we hit 20,000 and we dropped down to 5,000 and we hit 70,000. So if you're looking at just like Fibonacci patterns, we should drop to 1/4 of 70,000, which is about 17,000 after that halving. And that's exactly what happened. Usually what we would get after that is some sideways trading to the halving here in April. But what happened here? We went back and touched all-time highs again. Doesn't make sense. That was during the halving, the most recent halving, which made Bitcoin incredibly more expensive to mine. What was the ETF spot approvals by the SEC? They approved the ETF spot approvals. And if you know anything about trading and cryptocurrency and what's been going on, you already know. You don't need me to tell you. So what we had was an elevated capitulation period after that most recent halving that happened right around here. So we get an elevated, let's see. Yeah, so elevated capitulation period here. So this dip right here, that's the capitulation period that we would normally see. And it should have been down in this range here. We didn't get that. So now, when this thing bounced up to 100,000 at the end of the year, and we know Bitcoin likes to rocket into the next year, I predicted this thing's going to go nuts. And it didn't. It dropped. It dropped to 75K with the SPY, with the stock market. It's fine. It's fine. What can you do? There might have been some other extenuating circumstances that led to that drop. What affects crypto can be kind of crazy. But now, as you can see, that's all in the past. The Donald Trump had a bunch of crypto people in his White House recently. This thing. Okay. This thing is going nuts. All right, so normal funnel work here. And this is going to segue. So after this, because I have a very particular set of skills, and I have a very particular portfolio and a very particular picks at the moment for the stock market for in crypto. And really right now, I'm only into one thing in crypto. I've consolidated. I'm doing what a lot of people tell you not to do, but it's only because, after starting the new job and stuff, I have a lot of things I'm doing. Buying myself, a vehicle at the moment. I'm just looking for a vehicle. I'm doing this, that. I started a business, getting that all legal on paper, getting articles of incorporation. We're doing all kinds of different stuff around here. So the money I do have to put into crypto is consolidated into one thing, and that is Zora. I gave you that today, here now. So Bitcoin, probably going to funnel into here. We have a cup here. We have a handle starting 95% of the time, 90 to 95% of the time. That means Bitcoin go burr. So I wouldn't be surprised if both the S&P and Bitcoin, they go nuts. So surprisingly enough, leading from here, Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency in general, market cap. There we go. I'm going to talk to you about this. I've been talking to you about this particular one for probably a year, at least 6 months. Here's the full year chart. What is Bitcoin Depot? Well, Bitcoin Depot is a stock that is going nuts right now because it's on Bitcoin. It has the name Bitcoin in it. So of course it's going nuts. It's going crazy. It's really that simple. Not to mention they posted positive earnings for the first time since the inception of their stock on the markets, their IPO. But basically what I'm betting on for this is just the warrants. All right, I'm going to break this down for you right now. These are just Bitcoin Depot warrants, which gives you the right to buy the stock at $10 or $11 price target anywhere between now and 2028. These bad boys expire in 2028. So they were issued when the stock had their IPO. So right now, because there's so many of these warrants, because they were issued during the IPO, they trade on the open market just like a stock. So I've been buying these bad boys, 8 cents, 7 cents, 6 cents. I've been averaging down these bad boys. I didn't put a ton of money into it because I didn't have the money to put into it. We're recovering from 2 years of being out with a shoulder injury. Not good. Not good. I'll be point blank with you. All right. I'm going to be really real with you. This is the last time you're going to get that because after tonight, we are going into character when we do this. It's going to be about getting the views, people. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to be honest. I'm a sellout. I am a sellout. But, I saw this basically being as a possible 100x investment. This one right here, the Bitcoin Depot warrants, 100x investment. Right? So if you had bought these bad boys at 5 cents several different times in the past year, you would have had that opportunity. You could have bought these bad boys at 5 cents. You'd already be at 4x your money. 4 times. 4 times. My cost basis is 8 cents. So that's what I'm going to be using when I talk to you guys about this. So I'm at over 3 times. No. My cost basis was 7 cents. So I'm almost at 3 times. So, sorry, guys. The math was not mathing. So these right here, you'd have to get Charles Schwab. You'd have to get a brokerage account that lets you buy warrants. So Robinhood's not going to do that. Webull probably will let you because Webull lets you do everything. But E-Trade, stuff like that, you're going to have to go with one of the, the big boys. So that's why I like Charles Schwab, because they have the Thinkorswim trading platform. Bought out TD Ameritrade. They bought out my account. So I couldn't really choose. I have to use Charles Schwab. And I'm okay with that. It's a decent platform. For the phone, it's your basic brokerage looking platform that you were used to back in the 90s when E-Trade first became a thing. They were charging $7 a trade. I wasn't trading back then, but I heard about it. I was a little young back then, like a child, small child. So, this is a nice thing. This is a beautiful thing right here. Oh yeah. So yeah, these Bitcoin Depot warrants right here. Boom, bada, bing. I will be posting about these bad boys. So these 3 trades right now are going to be my big trades for the next month. All right, this is only trade number 2, Zora being the first one. But, I still think this is a good buy because Bitcoin Depot right now is trading at $3.34 per share. And as you can see, those charts both look relatively the same. This is the 1-year chart here. So as Bitcoin has started soaring, and remember, this is the earnings here, and they posted positive earnings too. Boom, bada, bing. And as Bitcoin soars, also Bitcoin Depot also converted a very large portion of their treasury into Bitcoin too. So as Bitcoin goes up, their treasury goes up. No brainer. No brainer. So as you can see, people like B. Riley Securities, these institutional investors and analysts that give these stocks ratings, they're calling Bitcoin Depot a buy now, which is beautiful, guys. Beautiful. So for the bull run, these warrants, it's basically like really, really long-term options, call options, just insane profit. So let's say, I'm going to give you an example and explain this to you, and it'll get real easy. So let's say Bitcoin is trading. Oh my God, let's say Bitcoin Depot. Bitcoin hits 150, 200K. Bitcoin Depot goes up to $20. Those 20-cent warrants will be worth $9 a piece. So right now they're 20 cents. They'll be $9 a piece. 5 times 9, that's a 40x. If Bitcoin Depot does a Riot 2020 type run, goes to $50, like Riot did back in 2020, 2021, when Bitcoin went nuts, your warrants will be worth over $40 a piece. 200x. It only needs to hit 25 to 30 for 100x from this point. Something to think about, people. I'm trying to give you ways to turn a little bit of money into a lot of money. Who wants to work the rest of their life? I sure don't. So seeing as how we have segued a little bit from crypto to stocks, I'm going to show you this absolutely ugly chart right here. Sure, we have a nice V-shaped correction. This thing is full of gaps in the worst kinds of ways. This gap right here, bad. It's got to fill. I think we could see another little drop here to fill this gap completely. We might not see this. This is technically considered a fill, and you don't see pre-market and post-market trading, so that's the only reason this gap even exists. Remember, this is an ETF. This is an average of all kinds of different stocks put together. But as you can see, this is Trump announcing tariffs on the European Union. You see this triangular candle too. That's short sellers buying back in, because the short sellers hit this thing hard when he announced that he was going to be putting tariffs on the European Union. So basically, these people are overreacting to these tariffs. A lot of people, because as you can see, if you back it up to the 1 month, I mean, we popped right back up. This is just insane to see this right here. You're going to see something similar with Bitcoin on the Bitcoin chart, but it's not going to be as bad as this, which is not good. They're making gold look really good. That's the reason why gold is doing so good when it comes to the tariffs, and when it comes to, the S&P doing crazy stuff like this, becoming more volatile than Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. That's why people are going to start buying cryptocurrency and start buying gold. It's going to happen. No, this is a crazy situation. We can probably just go ahead and look at gold now that I'm thinking of it. Let me just go ahead and US dollars per ounce right here. Similar looking chart. That's a 1 month. Here's a 1 month. Similar looking chart. 6 month. But if you were to compare this to the S&P chart, you're looking at sustained growth. Just sustained growth. You're going to have your little ups and downs, but I think gold is going to be a good one as well. I think, honestly, if you had a ton of capital, you wanted to insulate yourself from some insanity, some trade war insanity, some fighting in the Middle East, Israel trying to take over Gaza now, occupy it completely. Russia bombing the crap out of Ukraine over the weekend. Not good for financial markets. Gold's nice. You can literally just buy physical gold. You go down to a gold seller, they'll sell it to you at spot price. You can just get little bars and stuff. They'll sell it to you at spot price. That's all they do. They might give themselves a little bit of a premium, but right now, because of how much gold has gone up, you can find people who will literally sell it to you just at the bare spot price because they're making so much money. I mean, in the past week, it's up 3.5%. 3 months, it's up 15%. And over the past year, it's up 42%. Freaking gold. All right. Seeing as how we've segued into the stock market and stuff. Remember, this isn't the normal format. All right. I'm not talking to you guys about, the news and stuff. I'm talking to you guys about my picks, my money-making picks here. This right here is the next one. So this one's crazy. And I know they're probably doing stuff that shaked investor confidence. This is a Japanese company, technically. It's technically American-based, but it's a Japanese company. Blooms. And it's not what you think. Blooms is not what you think. I go ahead and give you guys a little breakdown on what they do. So it's a voice actor managing company in Japan. It's audio producing. So they do VTuber, virtual character work. So their revenue is $48 million a quarter. So their net income was technically negative for the last quarter announced. The diluted, earnings per share was bad. But the simple fact of the matter is, this stock has $150 million cash on hand. $150 million. Average daily volume. The volume in the last trading day was 400 million shares. And the average volume, 51 million shares per day. So the volatility, the volume is there. It's absolutely insane. The market cap on this stock is only $3 million, people. $3 million. That's it. This thing is looking choice. So choice. I like it for its short term. So you have a gap here. That gap filled. You have another gap here. I'm saying is this gap's probably going to fill. So I'm looking for this target. I'm looking tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. for this target. And I will be going basically all in except for one other investment. It's $150 million cash on hand. The reason that the stock price is in the gutter is because, let's face it, their earnings that they posted from September 2024, right around this area, were dismal. Abysmal. Not good. What I'm trading is this current price action. So you're seeing this current price action. It's just phenomenal. It's looking good. 150 million cash on hand. This thing should be going through the roof any minute. And this is starting to hit the message boards. It's starting to hit the penny stock boards on Reddit. It's starting to get out there. People are finding out about this one. At 21 cents, easy 5 times. My target's 4 times. It's good enough for me. This thing could be an easy 5 times. $2 isn't even crazy. $2 is not crazy. At a market cap of $3 million, 5 times would only be $15 million. They have 10 times that much cash on hand. $30 million market cap, that'd be $2 a share. When they have 5 times that much money. It's only a matter of time before this thing pops. It's a brand new stock. They haven't been around long. They're getting beat down. Oops. If they can manage to post, the next quarter, some profitability, forget about it. Plus the massive volume spikes they've been getting, that's bringing them to the top of a lot of people's scanners. So people are buying in heavy, buying in hard. Obviously, prices will always be manipulated down by short sellers, especially on a stock like this, which will, trade in the black pools, dark pools. Especially when they got the NASDAQ breathing down their neck about compliance, price compliance. Especially when they were down under the 10-cent region at one time. So this is more of a risky play. So if anything, I'd go heavier on Zora. My next pick would be the BTMWW, Bitcoin Depot warrants. And then I would put even less than that in Blooms. Then we're going to talk about Pacific Biosciences, because I've been in this one for a while. And thus far, it's not looking good for me. I bought into more of the shorter term warrants options, shorter term options, dollar calls for May and June. I was sitting here looking at this thing thinking, ARK Investment Strategies is buying these up. So you got a multi-billion-dollar, market cap is $276 million. Volume is low. Next earnings isn't for 65 days. So the only catalyst you can hope for in this one is FDA approvals. Because there's no reason for this thing to be beaten down this badly. So luckily we got ARK Investment Strategies over there. Cathie Wood. Cathie Wood is usually not good for stocks, and you can see that here. But I'm already into this thing. Get some good FDA news here. And I started buying up dollar calls here. This looked like your typical cup and handle pattern starting. And I figured, you know what? $1 calls would be good. I'm basically break even at the moment. But my calls expire in June and July, or June and September. So that could be changing soon for the worst. But yeah. So luckily I have very little into this one, but I got to put it out there. I got to be transparent. So what else is there to cover, people? I covered my 3 picks. My 3 big picks. I let you know one thing that I'm kind of stuck in right now. It's cool. Might be cute later. Might be cute, average down later. We'll see. And then besides that, I'm going to be talking about, well, there's war. So war is going to be affecting this stuff a lot, people. We have a 4-day trading week. A lot of stuff happened over the weekend. Ukraine and Russia bombing the crap out of each other. Israel talking about taking over Gaza. So I just want to cover some of the economic data coming up next week. So, as you see, consumer confidence might be the best thing Tuesday. Wednesday, we have, Fed people speaking. Meh. Typical initial jobless claims like we do every Thursday. But what we have happening this week, so this week, what's going to be the big deal, it's going to be Thursday. GDP, first revision for quarter one. They're expecting negative 0.3. So basically, the market has already digested GDP. So if there is a revision to the first quarter GDP to the upside, life is good, people. Life is good. But besides that, pending home sales, last time they were 6.1%. Now we're down 0.4%. I don't think that's going to move the market a bunch. All these Fed people speaking, they're nobody. Who's Mary Daly? Who's Adriana Kugler? I have no clue. Is that even So personal income, obviously, is going to be a big one, or a decent one. Friday's going to be kind of a big day because you got personal income, consumer spending, PCE, core PCE, which is producer. The PCE index. I'm drawing a blank. Personal consumption expenditures. How much money people are spending. Besides that, though, consumer sentiment, I don't see the big deal there. I'm not going to cover next week's economic data till this next weekend. But I think, besides Thursday, which even then it's just a GDP revision. It's nothing major. Nothing too crazy. GDP already came out. It was bad. Markets digested it. They're on the way back up. As you can see, these tickers. If you look at futures too, it's probably looking pretty stellar. Yep. Futures for the S&P 500 are up $58 at the moment. So that means the S&P ETF opening at 587 tomorrow. It's actually looking pretty nice. So the previous close was 58.17, 581, 587. That's a beautiful thing. So that might give us some momentum. But as you know, futures are fickle mistress, and they can just fall off at the smallest inconvenience. Oh, yes. So good first stream. I'm just happy that that problem viewer didn't jump on and start going nuts tonight. I was completely honest with you guys. I'm happy to be back. Low energy. I had a long weekend. Did a lot of stuff. And I'm in the trades. I do physical labor, people. It's very physical. Very physical. I don't know if I can show you my hands right now. If you can see all the cuts and scrapes and the calluses right now. This one's even worse because that's the lead hand on the chainsaw. So that thing gets all, and I'm just doing that on the side. I do commercial construction for my normal job. I am beat. I am tired. And that's not going to change any other day. But right now, tonight, we're low key. This is some stock trading ASMR, baby. You know what it is. You know what it is. I'm posting right now. I'm posting it in the chat. You can see it here. I'm recording the top 3 trades for the next month, at least for the next week. Follow the Facebook page. I will be dropping a Bitcoin Depot warrant update tomorrow, just to show you guys, exactly where I've been buying. I'm going to show you some buys. I'm going to give you the proof. I'm going to show you exactly where I bought it, so you can see. You'll see my first buy was more expensive than where they are now, and you'll see that I kept averaging down. It's a way to get out of a trade that you may or may not feel stuck in. But I had confidence Bitcoin was going to go back up again. I had the confidence. And that's exactly what happened. Remember, Blooms, that's my highest risk one. I still think that there's going to be potential upside, but not only is it in my shortest term one, but it's also my riskiest one. That being said, I'm still jumping into that bad boy tomorrow. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you tonight. We perused a little bit of economic data, talked about a little bit of war, a little bit of crypto, a little bit of stocks. But now I got to go do some filming for some Populous Personas videos, that 20 pounds in 20-day challenge. And I will be doing some live stream talking about that too as well. So it's going to be a 3-part video series because it's going to be tough. It's going to be rough. We're starting that this week. And it's going to be insane. And I will be doing some live streaming on Populous Personas again. So stay tuned.